live, back in full effect. Welcome y'all to the OCP, Organized Chaos Podcast. Clap it up for me, clap it up for yourself. Air horns, like always. Give it up for yourself. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for joining me. Um, Hope everyone had a great week. I had a decent week, same old vigors, same old traffic, work, all that other good stuff that, being an adult is about. You know, Somebody lied to us and said being an adult was a good thing. If I could trade it, I'd go back to being a kid in a heartbeat because this shit is trash. But yeah, man, you gotta decisions you gotta make in life, being an adult, paying bills and all this other stuff. It's a lot. It could be a lot. Nobody prepared you for this. Um, I mean, if you have people that did prepare for you, shout out to you. But a lot of times, most people don't have nobody prepared for a lot of the stuff that you go through, a lot of stuff you deal with, decisions and things like that. So you just life is a bumpy road, yo. Life is very bumpy. It takes you through a lot of things, you know, um, ups and downs, curveballs, things like that. So you know, um, you can only just make the best of it. Try to make the best decisions for you. If you got kids, best decisions for your kids, whatever. I know me. Anything I do, jobs, whatever. I always consider my daughter, and my daughter's grown now. But no matter what I do, no matter what job I take, um, I always consider my daughter and my thought process and my decision making, everything, because it's almost like everything I do affects her. So you know, um, I always think of those things. But but yeah, man, I just try to maneuver through these weeks, through these days. Talk to my friends, make wise decisions, things like that. Hell, man, I almost not made this week podcast because I was not feeling it at all. I just wasn't feeling this podcast at all this week, anyway. Just being tired, going through a lot of stuff, a lot of things on your mind, a bunch of different stuff. But mainly just being tired. Mentally tired, physically tired. Um, Being mentally tired, I don't know what's worse, being mentally tired or physically tired. I'm always physically tired. I mean, hell, like I said, I've been dealing with insomnia and anxiety, everything, restless leg, restless arm syndrome that keeps you from sleeping. So I've been dealing with not getting in sleep for a long time. And the worst thing is not having a good damn mattress. I had a good mattress, but I've had that thing for about 8 years now, and it's about time to get rid of it. I don't even sleep in my bed. I think I can count on one hand out the whole month how many times I actually sleep in my bed. I definitely need a new mattress, yo. And I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, damn, I definitely got to give me a mattress. I need to go to a mattress store, um, pick out a good mattress. Um, and it's funny because I used to work at a mattress store. Like I used to work at mattress discounters. I worked at mattress discounters for what, 4 or 5 years, one of those, 4 or 5 years, and so I know a decent amount about mattresses. Um, but I know mattress discounters ain't there no more. I think the last mattress I bought was from a furniture store, but I know a pretty good amount about mattresses. Like I said, I worked at a mattress store, and anybody work at retail, like um, retail is, if you work at retail gives you the patience. It gives you the patience and prepare you for working in corporate. Retail gives you the patience to not slap the shit out of somebody in a corporate setting because you deal with a lot of stuff in retail. You deal with a lot of people in retail that hit you with all types of stuff, say all types of things, and just people just don't care. Retail is a mofo. When I worked at that mattress, when I worked at mattress discounters, I dealt with a lot of stuff. I mean, I had some fun times. I ain't even gonna lie, I had some fun times. I worked all over Maryland. I think I worked at almost every mattress discounters in Maryland that we had. Almost. Um, I worked at the Largo store. I worked at the Bowie store. Um, I worked at the Prince Frederick store. Um, I don't know what the name of that store is all the way down. It's down by California, Maryland. But that store, right, the store down there, down in California, Maryland, that was the first time. Well, one of the first times, but one of the most blatant times that I specifically dealt with racism, prejudice, or whatever you want to call it. Like people would come in that joint, and I'm literally talking to them right in front of their face, and they do not say a word. Like it's like I wasn't even there. They would only talk to me when they wanted to talk to me. Like it was crazy. Like just the interactions and stuff like that. Like these were some white folks that like I said, I never dealt with that on that level until I worked down at that store in Southern Maryland. It's down in I don't know why I can't remember the name of that store, but it's down there in California, Maryland, Southern Maryland. But yeah, man, people would not talk to me until they was ready to talk to me. I'm talking, they wouldn't even say hi. Like that's how crazy it was, and it was just like, so I would just sit down until they was ready because it's like there's no reason for me to get up, say hi, and all this other stuff. Like I was like, damn, like this is crazy. I was like, yo, if you ever experience anything like that, it's a total, um, it's a shock, especially if you've never dealt with that type of interaction before. But yeah, I wasn't prepared for that type of interaction. Um, where else I work? I worked in White Oak. Um, White Oak is more of Africans that come in there, like Africans, things like that. Um, they always trying to get the hook up. It's a negotiation tactic based store. Like when you deal with Americans, you deal with foreign, saying foreigners and things like that. You have to learn how to interact differently. You got to know their cultures, know how they operate, and how what's normal for them or whatever. And so you're going to deal with the haggling and negotiations and stuff like that. So like I said, I worked at that store. Um, I worked at the Wheaton store. You're gonna get more Hispanics coming into that store. Um, where else I worked? Um, I worked at the Akakeek store, Southern Maryland. It's crazy when I worked at the Akakeek store. I was there the longest. Worked in the Akakeek store. Byron Leftwich actually came in that store to try to purchase a mattress or whatever. That store was pretty good. That was like one of my home stores. Um, I worked at the Waldorf store. Worked at that for a while. Crazy people coming in there. You deal with all types of craziness. I worked at the Prince Frederick store. When I worked at the Prince Frederick store, that store, what's so funny is because like retail store, when people when people stealing. When people stealing. When people doing what they ain't supposed to do, whatever this and that. It's just so funny. It's like, so I noticed somebody in the store made an order or whatever, and I'm sitting there looking at the ticket. I'm like, how the hell did somebody sell this for this price? Like, who the hell is this? Then I noticed that the mattress wasn't in stock, so that person wasn't going to get the delivery the next day or whatever. So I called a person, and I'm telling them this and another, but the voice on the other end, I instantly knew it because I worked with this mofo. I worked with this mofo, and he had a distinct Southern accent. He had a distinct. He can't switch his voice up to save his life, and I'm like, why is he trying to act like this is somebody else? Like this is me. Like you ain't got a front for me. It was I just went along along with it. Yo, it was just so funny. It's like, yo, how you trying to mask your voice when I worked with you for months and I talk to you every day, like, because we all used to call around to each other's store, just talk to people you was cool with, whatever. Like, um, it was just too funny. I was like, yo, why he acting like I don't know who the hell this is? His voice is so distinct. But Yeah, that was wild. I worked in the Bowie location. Um, I worked in Forestville. Forestville, you get some. It's the hood. You gonna get some crazy people. You gonna get some crazy acting people. Shit, we had some crazy acting employees. Um, but I think the most craziest store. Well, one of the most crazy store. I'll get to that. But I worked in the Clinton store as well, and I used to work with this lady, yo. She was. Let me tell you something about working with people and people. Like I used to tell people, I was like, when people come in talking that, oh, I go to church, I'm in a God or whatever this and that, I never believe them, because those be the people that be stealing the most. Those people be doing all this other stuff. So like, we had this one dude that worked in the Waldorf location. It's you go in the store, it's nothing but candles lit. He had the what you call it? He had the gospel music on. It was like he set a whole vibe in the joint. But he always talking about God. He always this and that and other. Man, he was stealing like a he was stealing like a bug. Yo. I was like, I don't believe none of that stuff, because all the people like that was always doing something foul, yo. And I was working with this one lady, yo. She was the same way. It was always God. Oh, I gotta go to church. I gotta this and that and other. Like, she was in that joint. I mean, one time I wasn't even working in one time. I just came in on the weekend or whatever, and like, she'll have her drink in her, like, she'll literally have a drink in her hand, like she just chilling, like she helping the customer, just drink in hand, everything, chilling. I'm like, how you helping the customer? You act like you at the bar, yo. You got your whole drink in your hand. Like, I was like, this is wild, yo. She's legal, smoke weed, like all this stuff. I was like, yo, I don't believe none of that holy rollers, this and that and other. Like, those be the main people that be doing stuff, yo. And then the stuff she used to do, and she was married too. The stuff she used to do, she cheating on her husband, had people come in that joint, bang her out, all that stuff, yo. I was like, yo, she is wild. But yeah, that was one. That was like one of the ones that was crazy. But I think the craziest one I worked at was the Model Heights location, yo. Model Heights location, like, you wasn't gonna make a whole lot of sales because people ain't spending that much money. It's the hood. People ain't spending that much money. You're gonna have to wheel and deal, whatever, take whatever you can get. Like, it was a bus stop. I hate working at that store because it was a bus stop right in front, damn near right in front of the store. So people would come in there, waste your time. Because they waiting on it, but they act like they'll act like they trying to buy matches, but all they doing is waiting for the bus to come. So I used to hate that joint. And then it's in a shopping center, so it's like a little strip mall. It's in the shopping center, like people just walking back and forth, going to the different stores. So it's everybody. It's young people, kids, whatever. Like, normally a mattress store is sitting by itself or whatever. People have to make a conscious choice to come up to it or whatever. But when you're in like a strip mall and stuff like that, you just want to get a whole bunch of dumb stuff. So and those one of those type that retail store is like one of those type stores. You can't just sit back and let people do what they do. They train you to get up, help the customer, try to make try to make certain type of pitches and sales and stuff like that. So you can't just sit back and let people do their thing or whatever. So, but I remember I was working in when I was working in the Forestville store, and they told me about the Marlow Heights store before I ever even went in that joint. So it was like, yo, that store used to be off the hook. Like, they used to have chicks in the back and whatever, because it was like a clearance. Because that store where it was, they used to have a clearance location in the back where it's like nothing but markdown mattresses and stuff like that. So people would come in and buy those joints or whatever. But it was a big area in the back, so they used to be back there doing whatever they doing. So they told me that one lady called the corporate office. One lady called the corporate office, and she was like, she called the corporate office and was like, yo, I sucked that nigga dick, and he ain't give me my mattress. I was like, how do you call a corporate office and say that, yo? This is like, She was ahead of her time, yo. She was probably like, guess who's going to jail tonight? Like, how do you call a corporate office and say, yo, I sucked him off and he ain't give me my mattress, so I want my mattress. Yo. So they said the district manager came up, white dude, district manager came into the office like, yeah, heard y'all getting head up in here. I was like, he's he said, I heard y'all getting head up in here. I was like, yo, I'm like, this is crazy. Like, how does that happen, yo? Like, how does that happen? Like, how do you even get up the nerves, the gumption to call a corporate office and say that type of thing? Like, I guess she didn't care. She was like, she did her deed. She want her damn mattress, yo. That's crazy. But the funny part is, when I worked up there, one day I'm helping a girl. She got this short mini skirt on, like short mini skirt. So I'm helping her, but I'm trying not to be too close to her because, like I said, she got a mini skirt on. And like she started bending over on the mattress. She had no drawers on, and once I saw she had no drawers on, I was like, you know what? I said, you take your time and you go look. But she was trying to entice me, yo. It's just like, yo, I'm like, nah, I'm not even falling. I'm going for it or whatever. But it's like she bending over the joint and she had no drawers on. I'm like, yo, this is crazy, yo. But that's what you got when you worked at that store, yo. That store was just off the hook. I remember I was helping another lady one time, and she just flopping around on the bed or whatever, and then she she getting in different sex positions, yo. She got it on her knees and the hands or whatever, this and other. This she flipped up and just put her arms and legs up in the air. She be like, I gotta really try it out. I'm like, and it is big ass windows in the front, so it's like everybody can see up in it. There was no signs and stuff on the door. Like, you just see everything. And so I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm not trying to be a part of this show. It's like the craziness that you saw at that job was just like, this is crazy, you know. Damn, I just thought about when I worked at the Bowie store. I remember it was this girl that used to work in there, yo. Oh my God, she was so damn fat. She had yams. I'm talking about yams. You got yams, then you just got yams, and that thing was thangin'. And we was real cool, like real cool, and we always talked to each other every day, whatever, this and other. And then she always wanted to hang out, and I was like, I don't really want to hang out because it's like, look at you, yo. Like, she never wore a belt or whatever, this and other, sort of pants and stuff like that always coming down. Because I mean, you're not, the yams are yamming, like, but then, you know, I hung out with her a couple times, and she wanted me to come over and watch movies with her, this and other. She's sitting there, I could tell she got G-strings on and stuff like that. I told her, I said, after the second time, I was like, you know what? I told her straight up. I was like, yo, I'm cool with you and everything, but us hanging out, we can't do it. If we not doing this, we can't hang out because this is too much for me. Like, look at you. Like, like I'm not putting myself in that situation. You know? Like, nah, like, we cool, but nah, I can't sit here and watch that and look at that all day and not want to do something. It's just not going to happen. So, like, respectfully, we could talk while we at work or whatever, but other than that, nah, we can't do this. But yeah, she was ridiculous. But yeah, that was my time in mattress discounters. I still gotta give me a mattress though. I gotta figure it out. I gotta give me a good mattress. I think I need a firmer mattress. But yeah, working at retail, it gives you and all the other retail jobs at work, it gives you a good patience, the patience that you need to deal with working in a corporate environment, because some of the stuff you deal with in corporate environments, you be like, yo, I wish I was back there because somebody would have got slapped, or, you know, I've seen the amount of stuff I've seen at retail jobs, because people, like, retail job is a retail job. Like, don't nobody care. Like, if I want to smack the shit out you, I can smack the shit out you because I can go get another job. You know what I'm saying? We in this joint making like $7, $8 an hour. Like, I don't care if I've seen the fights. Oh, working at one of my jobs, I used to damn near get in a fight every single day with coworkers or whatever, this and other. Like, so it's totally different when you work in a corporate. You gotta think twice. You gotta bite your tongue, all that other stuff. So it's, retail gives you that patience or whatever. But I wanted to double back on the conversation I had last week about when it's when I read that tweet about black women, gay men, and how they always using gay as an insult and things like that. And a lot of times you have those conversations, people have certain opinions about it, and this number, no, that ain't true, this and other, and blah 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 blah. But it is true. It is true. Go in the shade room. Look at the post where they had Devon Franklin up there. He took a boys trip or whatever, and it was simple pictures with his dudes. Like girls can go on a girl trip when after somebody break up, whatever, they need their girls to pull them up and help them out and help them get over stuff. But a guy taking a guy's trip, all of a sudden he gay now. Go in the comments and look and see. Oh, he it's looking feminine to me. He's looking real spicy. It's ridiculous like that. And it goes back to the other point I make on that last episode. Like guys can't do anything without women saying they gay, or it just amazes me. Like I said, go in that shade room and see. And then I'm gonna play this clip that further illustrate what I was saying. Here, there's nothing but women. Actually, let me talk about this. I have a guy on my Facebook page right now who's in a jacuzzi, and there are so many women in the comments saying he's gay, he's this, he's a sissy, he's giving me feminine vibes. You women don't have any problems expressing yourself when it's something negative to a male. But let a woman come up here and we have to have a real talk moment. All of a sudden, I don't like this show because I feel low. You don't like this show because your ass don't want to take direct criticism. So, like I said, anything a man does, it's always looked at as feminine. I don't know what a man is supposed to do anymore. And like I said, this is a black woman who always have black women come on the show. Black men and black women come on the show. So everybody in the comments is black. So she's talking about the black woman in the comments, calling calling that man gay because he's in a jacuzzi or whatever, this and that. It amazes me. It's sickening that that's how we are viewed, and that's how our women, use stuff against us, like attacks us. It's like it's sickening. But I just wanted to pull at least those two receipts, and show that it's not just something that I'm thinking. It's not just something that I'm saying. It's out there. All the stuff is out there. All you got to do is go through comments. All you got to do is go through stuff and look at it, and you'll see, But yeah, I just wanted to get that out there. But let me get into my rant of the week. Let's go. So my rant of the week, and I thought about this was something that I was doing, and I was like, damn, like have we gotten super lazy, yo? Like technology has forced us to get super lazy, but just anything, like we're super lazy, yo. Like I thought about it. I was like, I was in a shopping center, and like you could be in a small shopping center and you go in one store and the other store can be not that far away from the store you at. We will hop in our goddamn cars and drive over to that other like we can't even sit there and walk to the other side of the shopping center. That's how lazy we done got. And the crazy part about it, like me and my brother, every single Friday, yo, we would walk down to my grandmother's house. Like we was walking from, like, if anybody know the area I'm talking about, I mean, I know this is not there anymore. Like the 51 Club. We used to live on Southern Avenue by there. We used to walk from there all the way down to the goddamn Big Chair. every Friday to my grandmother's house. Like we used to walk down to there every single Friday. And hell, even when I walk from school and stuff like that, it was a long walk. But it's like we can't even walk like 500 yards or so to, you know what I'm saying? Like we can't even walk yards, feet. I don't know. I don't know all that shit. But like we can't even walk from one store to the next without getting in our goddamn cars. You know, I remember I was telling my daughter she needs to, because she was complaining about how much Uber costs and stuff like that. I was like, well, won't you take the bus or whatever? Oh, she don't want to take the bus, this and another. We talk about the same girl that used to walk. She lived in Northwest. She used to walk by Dunbar all the way down to freaking Chinatown and this and another. I'm like, yo, you used to walk from here to there downtown. I was like, we've gotten super lazy with everything, yo. Like we don't want to do anything that takes a little bit of effort, yo. I just find it amazing, like how things once you get a car, things you ain't gonna do no more. Like, I ain't catching no goddamn bus. What do you mean catching the bus? I ain't catching the bus no more. I ain't walking. Yeah, we've gotten ridiculously lazy. I thought about that, myself included. I thought about that. I was like, yo, how lazy have I gotten that I won't walk from here to here? It just, that's just how technology and everything got us going. It got us super lazy. It done made everything convenient and this and that and other. Like, I don't know if that's where we going. We pretty soon we just gonna be doing everything from our home. We gonna be doing everything from home. It won't be no reason to go outside whatsoever because we gonna have everything at our fingertips. We already fat, lazy, whatever. We getting fatter and lazier. That's pretty much what we doing. But that was my rant for the week. Um, now let's go to my Twitter post for the week. Let's see. I was conflicting on which one I wanted to use, but um, I thought about this one right here because I was just having a conversation with somebody. So I was like, let me throw this one out. This lady said, "Why aren't relationships based off of chemistry and friendship anymore? I must be old school." And I thought about that, and I was like, that's it's real good uh, question because back in the day, like um, when the social media wasn't here, and you really had to talk to people on the phone, and even when we had cell phones, but we had like you only had nighttime minutes. You had to get in your conversations when you can get in and different things like that. But just even before the social media area, yeah, people went out, people did simple things, they liked each other. You know what I'm saying? You had a good chemistry with somebody, you liked each other, you just go out. It doesn't matter what you did, you just went out and had fun with the next person. Nowadays, you have to impress this person for them to like you. And it's crazy because it's like, oh, you got to take them to Prime, you got to take them to Eddie V's, they want all this different stuff. And it's like, but that has no bearing. It's like, how, without all that stuff, are you going to like me? And I always tell people like chemistry or whatever this and other. When you take away all that stuff, you're not gonna go out every day. You're not gonna go. You're not going to this place. You're not going to that place. If you strip everything out of you dealing with another person, can y'all have fun together? Because that's what it's going to be after a while. Once you done went everywhere, you're not going to be going out all the time. You're going to be interact with that person more so in the house than you are out and about all the time. And we've lost that. We've lost that feeling of interaction, and because we looking on social media and seeing these rappers and these other people doing all this amazing stuff, and so we want that. And if another guy or another girl can't do what that other person did, then it's like, oh, I don't want them and this and that and other. We living off of memes. There's no relation. It's like there's no chemistry, there's no friendships or whatever. That's why people leave so quickly or whatever, because it's like nobody is building that. They building moments. Oh, I went here. I went there. He took me there, and we did this, and oh, he took me over here, and then we had this expensive date, and this and that and other. And it's just like, okay, and then what? Then you went home and y'all, what I'm saying, y'all ain't even speak. You went somewhere else and you spoke to somebody else, whatever this, and none of that matters, yo. Like for me personally, I like somebody that I can really interact with, somebody I can really have fun with. I like girls that are funny, because I feel like, for me, I feel like I'm on a stage, like I'm always in a show, like, because I gotta make. First of all, I gotta try to win you over. I gotta keep you engaged and saying, entertain you. Then I gotta make you laugh and stuff. That's a lot of work. I gotta take you out. I gotta win you over, and I gotta be funny. And I like, it's a lot. So it's like, I like when it's back and forth. So I like a woman that can keep me engaged, because then I feel like, I don't have to do so much. I can really just enjoy that person. And back in the day, when I didn't feel like I have to, or saying, you didn't feel like you have to keep up with Joneses and go to all these different places and stuff like that. It was just about having fun with a person, talking to a person, getting to know a person, or whatever this and another. And I mean, that's why I a lot of the people I used to talk to, or I maybe dated for a little while, I still talk to them. I'm still cool with them. I might not talk to them per se, but it's like, we're still cool. If they reach out and need advice or ask for something, whatever this and other, we still there, because it's like, it wasn't about all that dumb stuff. What I'm saying? All the stuff people are into now is just all fluff. It's all dumb. It's like, and then you got some dudes that want to do all this lavish stuff or whatever this and other. That means nothing if you strip all that down. That person don't even like you outside of that. If somebody don't like you outside of that, then you ain't what you think you are. I go for man and woman. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you need outside stuff, if you need props just for your interaction with a person to be great, then it ain't built on anything. But if we could just sit here in the house and just have fun, have a normal conversation and laugh and joke or whatever this and other, then that's building something. You're not building something when you constantly, all you're doing is going out and going to these expensive places and doing all these things that, yeah, it's fun, it's dope, whatever. I'm not saying you can't do all that stuff. What I'm saying is that's the basis of your relationship. You don't have a foundation. You don't have a basis. You know, but yeah, I agree with her. I'm old school, but like I said, people, we don't have those connections no more. Nobody's looking for those connections. Everybody's faking. Everybody wants what they see. And I was telling somebody else, I was like, back in the day when people dealt with somebody, they didn't know about all these other people 2-3 miles away. They didn't know about, so they dealt with who was in front of them, and they made it work or whatever, or they built a chemistry, they built a relationship, whatever this another. And before social media, you didn't know all these people. Think they got so much access to all these different people, when in reality you don't. Yeah, you can see these other people and you might be able to interact with them, but that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything, because you just seeing stuff, but that don't mean you have access to all these people that are out there. And that in turns ruin so many things that could be great. I remember, like I say, I dated, okay, I dated this one girl, and when I talk about this, but I dated this one girl, like, we were cool in every single aspect, and I'm talking about everything. And I think she told somebody, I don't know how true it is, but she told somebody that I like everything about him. I like everything. Nice look, what I'm saying, handsome, funny, blah, 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 blah. You roll down the list, I checked it. I just don't see him as a boyfriend. It's like, well, what the hell do you want in a person? Like, I always try to figure that out. Like, what do you want in a person? If, like, that person, I haven't, you know what I'm saying? I think the last time I went out with that person, maybe about 2 years ago, maybe year and a half, something like that. But um, we could pick, say I went out with her tomorrow. It'd be like we never missed a beat. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna laugh and joke from the time she hit the car to the time she leave out the car or whatever. That's how it's always been. That's how it always is. But like I said, I don't know. You don't ever know what a person is looking for. You don't know what people are looking for. They like, some people like toxic stuff. Some people are used to toxic stuff. But those are the type of relationships you be looking for. With like, yo, we can have fun no matter what. You know, we interact well, whatever this and another. But it's like, for whatever reasons, people don't be liking that. They be looking for outside things that, yeah, it satisfies a one thing over here, but everything else is missing. You know, people don't see that. But I don't know. Maybe one day we'll get back to that. They always say everything comes full circle. Whatever, things repeat themselves. Maybe one day we'll get back to that. But right now we not there. We just in a tailspin on the world. We're in a whirlwind where people are just at odds. Men are at odds with women. Women are at odds with men, and it's just it's just spinning back and forth. And maybe one day we'll figure this thing out. But I don't know. But that was my Twitter post of the week. That was a good one. But let's get into two things that I may or may not give two shits about. Let's talk about it. We're going to start with Meg and her interview. It's so funny because I wish I could give this person credit, and I wish I would have screenshotted it. But when all this stuff started coming out about the evidence and stuff like that, and it wasn't looking good for Meg or whatever, somebody said, yo, she gonna sit down with Gail. Whack 100 said this too, but I saw this first before I heard Whack 100 saying it. She gonna sit down with Gail King. She gonna sit there and they're gonna talk about her moms. They're gonna talk about all this stuff to get sympathy from the people. And that's exactly what happens. We don't know exactly what happened, the exact details and what happened. But this interview, if she was trying to make herself look good, it did. I don't know who advised her to do this. It made her look worse because her stories are so inconsistent or whatever. Something happened to her, but what she's saying happened, and she's omitting so much stuff. It's so much stuff that she's omitting. And like I said, her story has changed a ridiculous amount of time. It's changed so many times that it's crazy. And to a person, let's say I was, one of those people said you need to, you need to just believe her and protect her, whatever this and other. Let's say I was on that side, but a thinking person after hearing that interview would have to scratch their head and be like, hold on, some of this stuff does not make sense of what she's saying. And if she really wanted to get people on her side, the one thing about telling your side of the story, even if you want somebody to believe you, you can't make yourself to look as a saint. You can't make yourself look like a saint in the whole story. And that's what she's tried to, and that was her big mistake, because it's like, even if what you saying is not the truth, you gotta throw some truths in there. But she made it seem like I was at a party, I wanted to leave, I wasn't doing anything, I didn't yell at anybody, I didn't do anything. Then when they got to, was you having sex with him? You could tell she was lying when she answered the question, because she did what most people do when they lie. They ask you the question you ask right back at you so they can think of something. And she still paused when she answered it. When she asked her that again, it's like, come on now, everybody, even a woman that believes her, still had to pause and be like, Meg, now that seemed like a lie, because you don't have to pause on that one. If you know you ain't sleeping with him, that would have been an emphatic no. But you had to think about it. So it's one of those things. It's like, even when you telling your story, you can't make yourself to look at like a saint. Now, from what they saying, like she said, they was at a party, she was ready to leave, and that's why they left. Everybody, even people that was there, said that is not true. She got kicked out. Well, they all got kicked out, but they got kicked out because of her, because she was drunk. She was there all day. From what they saying, Tori was only there for like, he came late. He was only there for about 30, 45, 30 minutes to an hour before they got kicked out. She was there all day. She was drunk. So Kylie kicked them all out or whatever. So, and then she said, then, saying, in her other stories, she said, oh, we all was arguing or whatever, this and another. But then in this interview, she said they was arguing and it had nothing to do with me. So which one is it? Like, you keep on, you know what I'm saying? And then she's saying, oh, we didn't have no sexual relationship. I could have sworn she had a song. She was like, your only claim to fame, or a freestyle or something, your only claim to fame was sleeping with me. So which one is it? I might be mistaken. But I thought on the freestyle, that's what she said. So which one is it? Did you not say? But your best friend, or used to be best friend, why are you not talking to her? But that's a whole nother story. Why are you not talking to her? If this man did this to you, why are you not talking to her? I don't get it. But yeah, like I said, I don't think her PR team did her any justice or whatever, this and another. Because it made her look even crazier. And it's one of those things, it's like, she's trying to get in front of the sympathy because this case is not looking good for her or whatever, as far as the evidence and everything that's going on. So it's like, let's get out in front of this so we can just grab this sympathy. We can still get people on our side. If we decide to throw this thing out or drop the charges or whatever, then it'll look cool. You're talking, but you won't talk in court. If this is your story, why won't you say this in court? Because when you on that stand, people can pick your stuff apart. Gayle King did a horrible interview. She did a horrible interview, but it was an interview to call her along in that interview. Instead of asking her the tough questions, she didn't ask her no questions. It's like, well, Meg, yeah, I understand you was trying to protect people. If this is what you say, you was trying to protect everybody from getting shot or whatever, this and another. When you was at the hospital, you wasn't in front of that person. You weren't in front of police or whatever, this and another. And the people, and it said that the doctor said she had bullet fragments or whatever, and she was still lying. Well, why was you still lying? Nobody's in front of you. Tori's not in front of you. The cops is not in front of you. Why are you still lying? Who are you protecting at that point? But people don't think about these things. You know what I'm saying? People don't have this type of thinking. A thinking person would think about these things. You know, what changed from that night until the next day? What changed where you say this person shot me? Because you had every opportunity to tell somebody at the hospital that somebody did something to you. What changed? That's all we want to know. We know something happened to you, but what possibly changed in that little bit of time frame, you know? But like I said, that interview was not good for her, especially if you want people to believe your story and believe what you're saying, and saying things like that. People want to know because it's been dragged out a long time. You know what I'm saying? We know something happened to you, but from the evidence, it's not looking like it happened. What you said happened, but we know something happened. So we just trying to get but that's my 2 cents. I could be wrong. I'm just telling you what everybody, even the industry, what you get from the industry and people that talk to people and, saying things like that, because they be in the know. So, like I said, even the people, the one thing about some of the stuff she said, you got people that was there at the party, and you got ring cameras and eyewitnesses. And even when Tori said told her to dance, bitch. Nobody heard that. The ring camera didn't pick that up. People at the party, all of them, you know what I'm saying, a lot of them said she got kicked out because she was super drunk. Super drunk. But, you know, it is what it is. I'll leave it alone. Um, yeah, I'll leave that one alone. But then we got this. I don't even know how we get to this point, but we in this social media era. Like people could just do whatever they want. We got this fake Drake and fake Dirk. Like, how do people get famous off? Now I know in Vegas and a bunch of places people imitate Michael Jackson, whatever this, and but you can clearly know they doing it. They dancing. They dance for money. They doing this and that. But you got people that's like acting like these people with paparazzi and acting like they got paparazzi or whatever this and whatever. Like, is this where we at now? And this is one of these things that I don't give a shit about, but I'm just talking about it. But is that where we at right now? This dude, he looks a little more like French Montana. He looked like the chunky Drake before the lipo. But he looked like the chunky Drake. But it's like, I don't know, man. I'm gonna leave that where it's at. I got no words on this. This is crazy. Then we got the student loan shit. Biden and the student loans. I was telling my homegirl because we both been watching this. Like, yo, are they gonna cancel these loans? Are they gonna do whatever? What are they gonna do? I've had an application in to cancel my student loans for 2 years now, and I've gotten no response, whatever, no actions, whatever. When I call, it's like, oh, they're still in review, whatever, this and whatever. Like, yo, now it's just, I think it's just talking points. People just want to keep on talking or whatever. I was like, yeah, are you going to do some of that? But I think student loans are predatory because I pay $700 a month for them bitches and them joints don't go nowhere. How you pay $700 and your balance go up? Like, these shits is super predatory, yo. Like, because you get some people be like, oh, I paid off all my student loans, but they had like $18,000 in student loans. Yeah, you can pay that off. That's like paying a car off or whatever. I mean, $50,000 is like paying a car, but the interest is not as the same as like on a car. Like I said, you can pay $700 a month. You can see your car loan going down. I don't see this going up. I don't see my pay. I don't see that loan going down at all, yo. Like, they need to do something. If you can send all this money, you can bail out. If you can bail out all these institutions and different things like that, you can bail out people with these student loans, yo. Because this is crazy. Yo. I only got a funky $50,000 anyway. Like, you can bail you can cancel my shit. You should cancel my shit anyway because it falls under the parameters that y'all say it does. Like, my school, it used to have a bunch of campus. Now I only have like 2. The one I went to was closed, lost its accreditation, and they was they had to pay the DOJ because improprieties and stuff like that. Those 3 things right there fall under the category that it should be allowed to be forgiven. But for some reason, I haven't got no type of answer yet in 2 years. Get it together and do what's right. Cancel those joints. Because if you cancel some of my joints and cancel my daughters, I think I'll be so happy, yo. I'll probably faint. Like, cancel these joints, yo. But then I they had this last topic. It's an important topic. It's a very important topic. They had this post on Shade Room, and they was talking about the Meg and Tory situation, whatever this and other. And for some reason, what's the name? Tahiri is always popping up talking about domestic violence and Joe Budden, whatever this and another. When like, yo, like, I seen you. The video clips are up. It's like, I only know you because of Joe Budden, but I know you because I watched all Joe Budden TV, and I seen the episode where some dude at the place you was working 2-piece you and your shit was busted. You know what I'm saying? Because she's a person who likes to fight. She's a person who likes to fight. I remember she tried to throw those accusations on him, and everybody pulled up those receipts like, hey, yo, like, we seen that episode. And as soon as she was talking about it, I was like, yo, I seen that episode. You was fighting with somebody at your job. And I've seen a bunch of episodes where she was hitting him. She was throwing stuff at him, whatever this and other. It's like, you know what happens? But nobody cares about that. No, nobody cares about that. A woman can hit a dude all day long, and it ties into, uh, um, damn, what's the dude name? The Amber, whatever, Amber Heard, and I don't know why I can't think of the name. The actor right now, but she was abusing him. He in a fight, saying he's in this legal battle, but she clearly on, it should be an open shut case. She's on tape telling him, go ahead. Like, tell him. They're not going to believe you. Like, I'm this blah, 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 this small girl, and I hit you. So what? Like, this should be an open and closed case. But it's not. He got to keep on proving it. You understand what I'm saying? It's like he said so many times, yo, I fear for my life. But nobody listens. Nobody listens to guys. And a lot of guys deal with this. A lot of guys deal with domestic violence when it comes to women, because women feel like they can hit you. They can blame it on their emotions or whatever, and this, that, and other. And it's cool. I remember I said something to one of my ex-coworkers, and I was like, yo, we was talking about this type of stuff. I said, yo, this girl was mad that her man was cheating on her. Actually, it wasn't even her man. And she shot this dude in the head. She was like, well, I bet he won't do that again. And I'm like, he's not even here anymore. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, think about what she said and how easy she said it with no remorse, no anything or whatever. But that's what it is. Like, women throw things at men. Women hit men all the time, and it's not cool. Like, we're expected to be superhuman, and women do all the stuff and not do anything. But you're an adult. You should be able to keep your hands to yourself. I don't care about your emotions. I don't care about anything. You should be. A girl hit me before. What I'm saying? Girl, I was in a relationship. She hit me before, and it's like, that was the last time she hit me. I didn't hit her or anything, but I made it known that you ain't going that ain't gonna fly. But it's one of those things, like, I've been through that before. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but in this world, men are supposed to have this superhuman restraint. Like, we don't have emotions, we don't have things like that. And it's like, we do. Like, somebody keep on hitting you and stuff like that, yo, you don't know somebody's level or somebody's point where they snap. You just don't. Everybody got different thresholds or whatever, but it's like, if I snap, then it's something wrong with me. But you just getting mad at what somebody said, you can use that as, oh, I was mad, you upset me, my feelings, and you hit me. It's cool that you hit me. It's cool that you threw whatever you threw at me or whatever, and I'm just supposed to live with that. Nobody talks about this stuff. You have, like I said, you have a lot of men that deal with this, and men don't even say anything because it's like, who believes us? Nobody believes us. Nobody believes us at all. And then we look like a punk, a bitch, or whatever if we say something, and because people laugh at it, like, it's something got to change. I just was wondering, how come what's her name is always popping up when we've seen her hit dudes before? So it's like, how can you keep on how can you just pop up whenever randomly and talk about the same thing over and over again when that was disproved all the time? And we've seen your actions and what you do, but it's so cool for you to say this, like nothing's wrong. I was like, we have to hold more women accountable of those type. If we're going to hold men accountable for the nasty shit they do, and saying how they abuse women and different things like that, we got to hold women accountable for the same thing. We do. Like, just a insinuation of, if a woman lie on you and say he hit me, he this and another, even if it's not true, you know how long, that stays on that man forever just because somebody accused that man of that. That's crazy to me. That is so crazy. And even if we've seen a girl hit, hell, she's been arrested for assault, but that don't follow her. Nobody talks about that. She's been arrested for assault, but that don't follow her. Nobody brings that up. No, she's cool. Like I just I don't understand how, it's double standards with everything. I know, but it's like, yo, how a man can be accused of something and he's not guilty, and then it follows him for the rest of his life, and people will insinuate and be like, oh, you was accused of this. Yeah, I was accused of this, but I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? That get lost in it. That get lost in everything. And but like I said, you got some dudes that are foul. You got some dudes that's how they are, and that's a shame. Those dudes, you know what I'm saying, should be locked up, whatever. But you got some dudes out here that's been accused of stuff, like accused of stuff, and they had nothing to do with that. But then you got women that they have no recourse on the shit that they have done. None whatsoever. They have zero recourse on them hitting, throwing, whatever. Like, it's crazy. But we need to talk about it. If y'all want to talk about it, let's talk about it. I know some more guys that have these type of stories and stuff like that. You just don't really talk about it. Like I said, I've been a part of that. A woman had smacked me in my face, and like I said, like it was with her, and I was young too. So it's like, you know, I don't know, man. But that was a topic I just wanted to end it off with. Just wanted to end it off with. But shout out to my sponsor, Demoji Clothing. Shop Demoji Clothing. Sales going over there. High quality merchandise, like always. We got some new stuff coming. It's gonna be new stuff coming very soon. Got some specific stuff for women that's gonna be dropping as well. Yeah, shop Demoji Clo. Follow me on Instagram, Demoji Clo. Follow me on TikTok, Demoji Clo. I'll leave all of I'll do the pop ups, leave all of the descriptions and everything like that, so you can head over there. Dope brand, gonna get even doper, and yeah, that's what it is. And like I always say, man, get your weight up, not your hate up. Congratulate the next person. Strive to be the best person you can be, and keep on going, man. Keep on elevating. Don't hate on the next person because it's their season. Your season is gonna come up, and it's gonna be big. It's gonna be great, and you're gonna love it. So, like I said, get your weight up, not your hate up. And with that, I want to say thank you for y'all time. That's all my time. To the next time. We are out of here.